Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to your September 2025 tarot card reading. We're going to get started with an oracle card to get a sense of the energy you're moving into. Okay. Positive movement forward. I like it. So I think that this is Eight of Wands. I think it's good energy because it's positive, and that its movement forward is an interesting point. And it is interesting because we have a couple of major retrograde planets that I want to talk to you about. One of them is Saturn. Saturn has moved retrograde in Pisces September 1st and will remain there until February 13th. So it's moving backward. But sometimes we have to go backwards to fix some things, to close some things out, to take care of some unfinished business, to prepare for what's ahead before we can have positive movement forward. And to me, this is what your journey's about. And this is where it starts in September. Now, February 13th, it's going to move into Aries, and it won't be back in this part of the sky for like 27, 28 years, which is extremely powerful and profound. And when that happens, you have an extra dimension to this transit. It becomes extremely potent, more powerful than ever. And that means it's at its last degree. It's like done. It's not coming back. You won't see retrogrades. It's out of here for good, moving forward. So positive movement forward sometimes happens when we go back and fix the things, close out the things, prepare for the things, reevaluate the things, and then we're in a better position to move forward. And for a lot of us, that will happen like when Saturn moves forward, because that's huge in Aries, the beginning of the zodiac sign. So let's see what other guidance we can get here from our tarot. Four of Swords, Knight of Wands, Four of Wands, and the Chariot. Okay, so talk about forward motion. The Chariot. Talk about a little bit of retreating. The Four of Swords. So you see the dichotomy we have here. It's kind of built into the story that goes along with what the planets are doing, but we'll talk more about that in a minute. We have the Knight of Cups, the Six of Swords, and the Knight of Swords. Ooh, and the Wheel of Fortune. So that's destiny calling, and that's a good thing, because it will help get you to where you're meant to be. That positive motion forward is the Wheel of Fortune, because it's going to deliver you into a fated destiny. I love it. I love it a lot. Okay, so we know that this is going to really be about your relationships this month, and I'm pointing to the Four of Wands because it looks like there's a significant happening around a relationship there too, and one here as well, one more positive maybe than the other. But I say that because the planets, the way they're aligned, it's really going to be affecting, your fourth house of home and family, and also your individual close relationships. So let's talk first about the fourth house, because we know that's Saturn retrograde in Pisces. It wants you to take care of some unfinished business in your house and home. So this is your opportunity to clear up any misunderstandings, to close any type of business that you have, including homes. Some of you can be moving on. But because the relationships are being highlighted too in other areas, it could be just some family dynamics. So be aware of that as well. And so it's our opportunity to end some things. Now, September 7th is a lunar eclipse as well in this same placement, meaning this eclipse is going to be extremely powerful. We know full moon eclipses are powerful endings, powerful goodbyes, powerful endings of chapters. And for you, it's going to be in the home and family. So some of you might be going through this already and know what that's about. And for others, it's just, kind of a tearful goodbye, not necessarily a splintering of a relationship, but perhaps some of you moving your house, moving your home, moving away from some family members, okay? Or some of them away from you. This is how it works. But you know what that is probably. I don't think it's going to be a surprise, because this is Saturn coming back into this house, because it's been in your house for a while before it moved to Aries. This has been in your house since 2023 when I entered Pisces, before you moved on to Aries. So whatever you didn't finish during that transit, now's your time. And I do think it's going to be a home move for some of you that you're going to be dealing with, whether people in the family or yourself, because the Chariot is right next door. And the Chariot represents going over new ground and perhaps moving. And so that is, that is a big ending. It's an emotional one. Relationships change when you don't have the proximity. That's just the truth. Yes, we have FaceTime and we call and we text message people, but living in your local area or close to a local area, those relationships have a different dynamic than those that are further away from us, and that's just a fact of life. But this is what you need to grow. This is your moment to master this, right? And for some of you, the home life has been a little bit of an up and down journey for you. Some of you have gone through some separations, dividing up of assets, that type of thing. So, this is your opportunity to put closure, to release, to surrender those karmic connections and that karmic energy for good. Now we have the Four of Swords over here, and the Four of Swords really talks about taking the time for yourself and doing some work. And for you, that is going to be necessary, because we have Mars moving in at the end of the month into Scorpio, and it's going to be in your 12th house of seclusion and solitude. And that's what I see you doing. And this is where you take the time to realign. That's where you take time to align with spirit, and to, really hone your next chapter. Really make sure that you're going to be moving into a more authentic lifestyle that fits you. You're making some major changes here. And so it's going to take a lot of internal work. It's not just about, the dreaded logistics of moving. It's really about your internal life, how you're going to handle it, how you're going to weather the changes inside and deal with the emotions that are inevitably going to come up. So the Six of Swords also indicates going over new ground, like the Chariot, moving away from something. So, Knight of Swords, Knight of Cups on both sides say this is moving forward. But I like how they're dueling each other, these knights. So you have the Knight of Swords charging the Knight of Cups coming in the opposite direction. And I think the Knight of Swords is really, now it is a little bit more of aggressive for sure. And it is a more challenging way forward. And I don't think you want to take it. I think you want to take a little bit more of a gentler approach for movement forward, a little bit more, it doesn't have to be delicate or precious, but you have to take care of yourself. So I like that the Knight of Cups is, really beneath you taking time out and taking care of your mental health and your spiritual health and your physical health. You're taking time out to rest and realign. Where this Knight of Swords underneath the family is kind of like rushing around, a little bit more panic, a little bit more chaos. And that can be part of the family dynamics. And you're moving away from this. You're staring it down and you're saying, well, this is my ride. I'm going to it. And I'm getting away from this chaos. I'm getting away from it. And I'm moving toward my destiny. I'm moving toward my fate. You notice that the Knight of Swords is moving away from it. Sometimes energy keeps us away from the moving forward. That's this whole card, right? This is what the Oracle is saying. Positive movement forward is difficult sometimes because we have forces that want to push us back or hold us back. And for you, Sagittarius, I think people in your life are trying to hold you back from this move, whatever that is for you. But I love this for you. You have the Nine of Wands crowning this, meaning you are going to put some boundaries up around it, right? You're going to protect it. This is your cherished new life, and you want to make sure that you move toward it in a peaceful, loving you know, caring way, not you know, dealing with this frantic chaos anymore. I hope this resonates with you. If it has, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm wishing you balance, peace, and harmony. Take care.